So I decided to catch up on the recent news that released regarding WuWa 2.0 and had a look at the rinascita previews, and honestly, it looks amazing. So today I wanted to ramble regarding my thoughts on it. My name is Juice, and let's get into it. I will be upfront with you, the new areas are what got me to make this video. Have you seen how sick this all looks? Here's the thing, I got into Wuthering Waves because my best friend showed me a trailer for it and I thought it looked like a high-budget AAA game. Watching these area reveals made me feel that way again. The scenery is stupidly gorgeous, and since exploring is one of my favorite gameplay loops in Wuthering Waves, you can imagine my delight upon seeing all of this peak. I'm telling you dude, rinascita launch day, I'll be exploring all of this pure peak. Or at least I'll try to, because 8 new areas! Yeah, that's gonna keep me busy for a while. The diving stuff reminds me of Tears of the Kingdom if you've played that before by any chance. I actually think that game under-delivered on the Sky Islands aspect since there weren't too many of them. So here's to hoping that Wuthering Waves can fill that Sky Islands-shaped void in my heart. I cannot emphasize enough how much I enjoy the visuals of the new locations. Genuinely, I cannot emphasize enough how gorgeous everything looks. The visuals are simply stunning. Really sick area design, color me impressed. This entire update is worth checking out for the exploration alone. Like, I'm really into all of this. Certainly the main meat of the update for me. Can't wait to look around and enjoy the spectacular visuals. I won't spend too long yapping about the rinascita characters, because I've already done my fair share of yapping about them before. However, after spending a couple of weeks getting used to the designs, I'll say this. This character right here, goodness me, peak incarnate. Certainly one of the best character designs that Wuthering Waves has ever produced. Carlotta is a must-pull due to design reasons alone. I'm interested in Zani, but I'm more of an Arlecchino fan to be honest. The horns really sell me on the overall design though. Phoebe is cute, Brant is still hella mid-man, I'm gonna be honest, and I still don't like Roshia at all. The only thing that has changed about my pulling plans from before is that I'll be picking up Phoebe now. She's the best friend's favorite. The characters are decent across the board, but Carlotta's the main one that has me going, damn. She's stunningly perfect. I'm getting, at the very least, a copy of her and her weapon. That much is for sure. I'd say my only major gripe is that I seriously wish that they'd announce more 5-star male characters. The male to female ratio is a little rough. I do hope that some cool dude character will be revealed during the story that I can start saving for, or that we'll get a tease of some more limited 5-star male characters soon. One can have lofty ambitions. Gameplay-wise, the flying and diving stuff looks incredible. Exploration is one of the most fun things that WuWa has to offer in my opinion, so you can imagine how thrilled I am over the new mechanics that they showed off. Whatever this is, yeah, you can bet that I'll be there for it. The gameplay presented looked brilliant. We didn't see much of Carlotta and Roshia in the actual dev stream itself, but if any of you have seen the IGN video, yeah, safe to say that the Ice Queen looks absolutely brilliant. Those animations, dude. I'm not all that interested in Roshia whatsoever, she looks fine I suppose. Objectively speaking, her animations are really nice though. I'm thrilled that Carlotta and Jaja are gonna be the first banners to run during 2.0, because I'm planning on pulling for them both. I'm super duper happy that they're going with British voices. This is something that's always bugged me about gacha games. Maybe you can't tell from how I speak, but I do in fact live within the UK, so it's fun to hear some characters with a British accent. I'm very pleased with that, it really helps differentiate the reasons of Jinzo and rinascita to a great degree of effectiveness. VA quality in general has improved so freaking much since WuWa 1.0, it's ridiculous. They allowed this with Shorekeeper as well, and what do you know, her voice turned out brilliantly too. It's not just the British ones, the voice acting in general is just so much better than before. Camelia's English voice ended up sounding splendid, for example. I personally consider voice acting to be a part of the gameplay experience, especially because you're going to hear those voice lines so much. So based on what I've heard, I'm incredibly pleased with the direction that they're taking in regards to the rinascita cast voice acting. Okay, so I can't comment much on the story for obvious reasons. We've barely seen anything regarding it. As far as we know, we're going over to chill at a festival. And this is the part of the world where the apocalyptic threat of the Thornodian is almost non-existent. So compared to the more battle-ready Jinzo, these guys get to chill with their pet bathtubs and such. I've always been iffy on the WuWa plot to be honest. It's been the weakest out of the big four consistently, and even the best stories that WuWa has had to offer didn't really get me feeling all that much. The Shorekeeper quest was pretty good, but I'm not that interested in gathering wives. The best story that Wuthering Waves has told by far is 1.1 Star of Eons, aka all of the Jinchi and Jue stuff. Really fantastic plot that actually had me hooked. Mount Firmament in general was a fantastic location, so Kuro 100% has the capability to write good stories. In general, the world itself hasn't captured me, if that makes sense. I've already decided that I'm gonna keep up with Wuthering Waves as a game, because I really enjoy the gameplay. As a video game which exists for the purpose of making me as a human being feel greatly entertained, yes, Wuthering Waves is excellent and well worth my time. However, rinascita is the last chance that I'm giving it story specifically. If it doesn't scratch that itch that I've been waiting for plot-wise, or if it ends up being more gathering wives, then I'm gonna become a full-on story skipper. I don't really play Wuthering Waves for its story anyway, so that's fine by me. Everything else is good, so that's what matters. I'd like to emphasize that I do think that Wuthering Waves has some more fall story content in it. They're not all bad. No, not by any means. There's a lot of neat stuff to experience in terms of the story department. I think it's a personal taste thing more than anything else. Really hope that rinascita proves me wrong on this front, because there's some interesting concepts here. The Sentinel looks very interesting, and I really enjoyed Honkai Star Rail's 2.5 story, which took place during a festival too, so I'm gonna go in with an open mind and hope for the best. Then for some general thoughts regarding the 2.0 patch. 1.x was certainly a mixed bag. There was a whole lot of good accompanied by a whole lot of hiccups along the way, but if there's one thing that I've noticed, it's that the game has undeniably improved. Wuthering Waves in its current 1.4 state is not the same game that it was back in 1.0, and I mean that entirely as a compliment. Major bugs have been entirely eliminated, quality of life feature after quality of life feature has been slid into the game, and we've had a decent variety of character releases up until this point. 2.0 definitely feels like the next big step for this game. What I find interesting is that Kuro is literally making an entirely new game almost for a new region's release. What I mean by that is, well, dude, 2.0's map having 8 large areas? We're gonna be fed just as well as we were back when the game came out, dude, or debatably even more than that. There's gonna be a crud ton of things to do, and I just can't wait. 1.4 being a long patch makes a whole lot of sense to me now, because dude, they were cooking with rinascita, man. 2.0's aesthetic feels vastly different from Jinzo as well, which is certainly very interesting. They're trying something new, and ultimately I can appreciate that in of itself. I've seen a whole lot of people hyped for this new update, and I've seen some of my friends say that they're gonna come back to the game for the 2.0 update. You just can't deny how good this all looks. About the patch itself, I'm awestruck by the sheer amount of content that they're bringing into the game with all of this. I swear that we're gonna be busy for like 2 to 3 weeks with all of this stuff. And that's exactly what I like to think. After all, nothing's better than a really fun game that you can just truly sink your teeth into. The new Jinchi skin is something else too, like, wow, breathtaking. It's a super quality looking skin. I'm happy that they're introducing skins super early on into WuWa's life, since that means we can probably look forward to plenty more skins in the future. I'm ready for those, especially if they end up being as good as this one. Praise be to the Pinkshi. Sanhwa's skin doesn't look bad either. I'm not sure whether I would use it over the original design, since I'm a decent fan of the original look. She looks really cool, but this new skin definitely isn't bad. I do like what they've done with her. It's cool that they're doing skins for the bodyguard and leader duo. Thank goodness that Jinchi's rerun will be happening during the second half so that I can buy the skin right when she drops again. Actually, since I haven't even had the chance to experience her original skin all that much, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna use the skin right away. Huh, maybe I'll alternate? I don't know. I'll figure that all out later on when I actually get the character. Excellent aesthetics, solid character designs, a promising looking story, and some of the best location designs that I've ever seen before. Safe to say that I'm certainly looking forward to the 2.0 update. I've been a bit on and off with Wuthering Waves. I was never able to truly decide my true feelings on it up until this point, but ultimately I'm still keeping up with it to this day for one undeniable reason. It's fun. Like, it's genuinely just really fun. I have a great time when I play it. I've never left a WuWa play session feeling bored or unsatisfied, no. Rather, I make plans for when I can play again, since it's a good time in the rawest sense. Okay, it's not perfect, but no game is. I suppose this is my way of saying that I'm planting my flag and I'm gonna continue to support this game going into 2.0. It's a super fun time, and I think that's all anybody can really ask for out of a video game. I'll certainly be streaming on the day of rinascita's launch, and I can't wait to dish out all my fun impressions, review videos, and whatnot whenever rinascita launches. Certainly let me know about what you think of Wuthering Waves 2.0 down below in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And for those of you who are not yet in the know, I've recently opened up a ZZZ second channel. Go ahead and subscribe if you're interested in some fun, silly ZZZ content. This has been Juice, signing out, and good job Wuthering Waves. You're making me actively follow 4 gacha games! You know what would be really gamer of you right about now, WuWa? Perhaps reducing your storage requirements so that my PC doesn't have an intense aneurysm.